The OmniTalk Fast 5 is brought to you with support from the A&M Consumer and Retail Group. The A&M Consumer and Retail Group is a management consulting firm that tackles the most complex challenges and advances its clients, people, and communities for their maximum potential. CRG brings the experience, tools, and operator-like pragmatism to help retailers and consumer products companies be on the right side of disruption. And Mirakl, the catalyst of commerce. Over 450 retailers are opening new revenue streams with marketplaces, dropship, and retail media, and succeeding. With Mirakl, unlock more products, more partners, and more profits without the heavy lifting. What's holding you back? Visit Mirakl.com. That's Mirakl.com to learn more. And Simbe. Simbe powers the most retail banners in the world with today's only multimodal platform for in-store intelligence. See how Albertsons, BJ's, Spartan Nash, and Wakefern win with AI and automation at SimbeRobotics.com. That's SIMBE Robotics.com. And Infios. At Infios, they unite warehousing, transportation, and order management into a seamless, adaptable network. Infios helps you stay ahead from promise to delivery and every step in between. To learn more, visit Infios.com or meet them at Shoptalk Spring in booth 1908 and see how they relentlessly make supply chains better. And finally, Ocampo Capital. Ocampo Capital is a venture capital firm founded by retail executives with the aim of helping early-stage consumer businesses succeed through investment and operational support. Learn more at OcampoCapital.com. Hello, you are listening to OmniTalk's Retail Fast 5, ranked in the top 10% of all podcasts globally and currently ranked in the top 100 of all business podcasts on Apple Podcasts. The Retail Fast 5 is the podcast that we hope makes you feel a little smarter, but most importantly, a little happier each week too. And the Fast 5 is just one of the many great podcasts you can find from the OmniTalk Retail Podcast Network alongside our Retail Daily Minute, which brings you a curated selection of all of the most important retail headlines every morning, and our Retail Technology Spotlight series, which goes deep each week on the latest retail technology trends. It's March 26th. I'm one of your hosts, Ann Rosinga.
And I'm Chris Walton.
And we are coming to you live from Shoptalk 2025 to break down, once again, all of the top headlines making waves in the world of omnichannel retailing. Chris, we are right outside Meta's headquarters, as you can see.
Shoptalk
today.
headquarters, yes.
Yes. Meta's Shoptalk headquarters.
Shoptalk headquarters, yes. You're welcome. I just want to make sure. I didn't want people to overassume our esteem in the retail community. Ann.
Sometimes I wish we were in beautiful Northern California.
Beautiful, yeah. Where are they? Okay. Palo Alto-ish area, that area,
wonderful.
Menlo Park. I don't know, but we're together too.
Yeah.
Usually we're in remote locations. It's good to see you.
I know.
It's good to see you.
It's good to
How have
see
you been?
We've just been putting out lots of interviews over the course of the last couple of days, trying to stay alive.
Yeah, we had a hell of a first day. And we got a great day coming today too. A lot of great interviews coming today.
What was your favorite interview of yesterday? What should people check out?
I think the most memorable one was definitely the CVS interview that we did with Musab Balbale.
Yes.
We had a joke that his last name rhymes with Vandalay, which it does. Yes.
That's
so
he's
a Seinfeld fan. Yeah. Yeah, but it was great. He was talking about their strategy for CVS and how they want to, localize their stores to the community from a format, a pricing, and assortment standpoint. It was really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he was so gracious in letting us get all of our questions in that we had. We had to go off script. I had to go off script.
Yeah, you
did.
I
had so many questions about what they're doing, how they're doing it. But, I mean, I'm excited to see what they end up doing.
You had a great interview with Fiona Tan from Wayfair, too.
Yeah,
that was really interesting.
Yeah, we had a session yesterday with Fiona Tan, the CTO of Wayfair, the CTO at Knix, KNIX, which is an intimates brand. And then we also talked to Padma Hari, who is the Chief Digital Officer at Purina Nestle, just talking about the technologies that they are investing in, how they're investing in, and again, obviously, really cool to hear how they're using AI, I thought.
It was rapid fire, too. You kept them on their toes. Yeah. You
Yes.
got them buzzed a couple of times. That was great. As a moderator, I always love when you get the buzz. It's so cool.
They wanted the buzz.
Yeah, you want the buzz. You got to get the buzz. You got to get the buzz. All right, Ann. Well, I think we should get to this show.
Yes,
what do you think?
we should get to the show. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. We got a cameo.
We have a cameo, and he just spilled the coffee, but that's okay. Ben Miller. He's here. For those watching on video, say hi.
Happy Shop Talk, everybody.
Thank you. All right. It's okay. All right.
In true
live
show
Omni-Talk fashion, I'm going to be doing today's podcast in a puddle of coffee. All right. But before we get started, I want to remind all of our fans out there that we are off all next week. We are shutting down the Omni-Talk headquarters for a much-needed vacation.
Yes.
So there's going to be no daily email, no podcasts, no Fast Five. All next week, we will pick up our regularly scheduled programming the following week, beginning on Monday, April 7th.
Where are you going? What is happening?
I don't know yet, Ann. I'm not sure yet. I'm still figuring that out. We haven't quite figured that out. You're going to Canada though, right?
I'm Canada bound.
Canada bound.
Vancouver bound. So hopefully, I'm really nervous that I'm going to end up on this show and I'm going to like have a neck brace and be in like full body cast from skiing.
Well, I personally would love that just for the content, for the visual content aspect of that, Ann. So I'm not going to say I hope it happens to you, but I think we'd manage if it did.
It's a fear. It's a real fear every time we go out.
That's true. Actually, you skied. All right. In today's Fast Five, we've got news on Amazon Haul, Klarna's latest deal with DoorDash, edible arrangements getting into, of all things, edibles, and Target's new test of, quote, brown box delivery from stores via ship drivers. But we begin today with the launch of yet another Plus program. Ann.
Yes. All right. Headline number one, Chris. Best Buy is connecting its retail media network to social campaigns via something it's calling, what else? Social
I know, right?
Plus.
Can we stop it? Seriously.
Put a plus on it.
Yeah.
And you've got yourself a campaign, folks. According to Chain Store Age, the consumer electronics giant Best Buy Ads Retail Media Network is unveiling Social Plus, a new offering for brands and advertising agencies that allows them to reach its first-party audience and deliver metrics across social campaigns. Social Plus is exclusively available through Best Buy Ads, and at launch includes Meta's Facebook and Instagram networks with plans to expand to other platforms in the future. Social Plus combines proprietary Best Buy customer insights with Meta's Advantage Plus shopping campaigns, and the solution leverages automation to find existing and prospective customers and serve highly targeted content to specific customers at optimal times. It will also provide SKU level insights through Meta's product level reporting beta capabilities.
Woo! Are
you still with me?
I am, yeah. No, it's pretty cool. I'm
is.
excited
Yes.
about this one.
Well, Chris, this is also the A&M put you on the spot question.
Oh, thank you, A&M, for giving me the put you on the spot question.
They're just gonna,
bright and early at 8 a.m. in Vegas. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that very much.
They're coming in. They're going to mic drop right away. Chris, they want to know, did we just hear the best marketing response so far to a cookieless advertising world? Mic drop.
Okay, all right.
What do you think?
Not the best, because honestly, and the best is in-store audio advertising. That's going to be the best thing. That's going to blow up. I'm big into that. So this might be the second best, though, if I was to qualify it. But no, I really do like this idea. I think it's really smart. You and I were talking a little bit about it before the show. To me, it's just a new age version of like showing ads on televisions that are in your store,
Sure.
Like you would see in a Best Buy, a Target, or a Walmart. But there's two big reasons I love it. Number one, the sales are attributable.
Yes.
So that's awesome. And then two, this is probably the best part of it. Yes, Peter from Shein. How you doing, man? We got lots of people stopping by today. The other reason I love it is it extends the media reach into things beyond traditional retail. It extends it into media. Like we learned from Robert Josic of Schwarz Group, the fourth largest retailer in the world, by the way, heads their retail media. He said retailers have to be very cognizant of the spend that goes to traditional retail versus media dollars.
Right.
And this unlocks media dollars for Best Buy because it allows, them to pipe in with advertisers that want to understand their shopper demographics and what they can do. So I love this. I think it's just a brilliant idea. I think it's really smart. I think it's just a matter of time before we start seeing more people, follow suit here.
That was actually my one, I'll start with my questions about this and then go into why I like it, because I also do like it too. But I also wonder, I think Best Buy deserves some credit here for first mover advantage and really being one of the first retailers to pilot this. But I wonder how soon this becomes table stakes for other retailers.
Oh, yeah.
Just the way that we're seeing, this retail media expand, and to A&M's point too. Yes, this does gives you visibility as a retailer into how people are finding you, how your customers are behaving, in ways that they didn't have visibility to before. But the last thing that I love so much about this, and I think that it's really important when we think about where product discovery is happening, and that is on the social channels like Instagram, like Facebook, and being able to, for Best Buy, to again get visibility into what people are discovering, what people are searching for, and then really get into tailoring the campaigns to hit people at the right time with the right content, which is a huge topic of discussion here at Shoptalk.
Yeah, the one thing I would say too is like the one watch out though is you can't just be the retail media prostitute. That's the way I'd put this. You can't just sell ads to anybody.
Right.
You still have to merchandise them. You still have to make sure that you've got a governance process in place for that the right ads are going out to your network of people for the products you sell, particularly in your stores.
Right.
And then as you try to extend into media as well, you got to be conscious of that. Now, I don't think it's that big a deal. It's easily done, but it's going to need to be done at a scale that we haven't seen before in retail. The scale is different than the TV example I brought up before.
Right.
Like you are just hitting so many more people with so many more things, and it's super valuable.
Right. And there's the tools now to do that. There's AI that can help you sort through that data, that information, that can A/B test some of these ads too, so that you are getting that right content that just wasn't available before.
Yeah, exactly right. All right. Headline number 2. Amazon is using its big spring sale to promote Amazon Haul. The big spring sale haul, and is what I call it actually. According to Retail Dive, Amazon said it's also offering 50% off Amazon Haul purchases as part of its big spring sale, which runs from March 25th, so started yesterday, to March 31st. U.S. customers who shop on Amazon Haul, a Temu and Shein-like competitor that just launched in November, will automatically have the offer applied during checkout throughout the sales event. Available only via app and on mobile, all haul items are priced at $20 or less, with most less than $10. And some items, this blows my mind, priced at $1. So 50 cents, guys. Go get your 50-cent items. The selection includes home decor, fashion, outdoor gear, and electronics. Haul orders over $25 also qualify for free shipping in 1 to 2 weeks. And 50% off Amazon Haul seems pretty aggressive to me. What do you think?
It is aggressive. I would have gone bolder, actually.
What?
Yeah. I think that Amazon should.
Free?
No,
well,
I guess I would have gone bolder. I took your question to mean like it's pretty aggressive with the promotion and like the awareness that it's driving.
Okay.
I think I would have made this a bigger event, and I just would have focused on Amazon Haul. I think it should be an Amazon Haul that's the size of a Prime Day. Because I think that you're facing some really stiff competition with Shein and Temu.
Yep.
You're going to continue to face that, especially with some of the advancements. Like we talked to Peter Pernode yesterday about where Shein's headed, what kind of things they're investing in. And I think for Amazon to be a true competitor, this needs to be massive. It needs to be at key points during the year. So a couple weeks ahead of holiday, a couple weeks ahead of back to college and things like that when you're ordering stuff like this.
Interesting.
And so I think price point wise, it seems appropriate. I think scale of the announcement, like a spring sale, that means nothing to me as a consumer. A 50% off Amazon Haul sale, that's something that I feel like is more important to drive consumers.
I mean, this is basically Prime Day for 6 days or whatever. This is their spring equivalent of that. You don't think that means anything to the consumer?
I shopped
especially
it last
right now.
night. No, I don't think it's as important. I think that if you're gonna go
heading into Easter, I don't know. Okay, keep going.
I think that if you're gonna go, if Amazon's truly trying to compete with Haul, like that's the headline here. We're talking about Haul. We're not talking about spring sale. If that's what you're going to try to do, if that's a real objective for you as a business, Amazon, I would have gone bigger and bolder and not thrown this in with a spring sale.
So you'd have done something separate, standalone.
100%.
That's your play. And you would do it more often, too.
Yes.
Okay. So, but net, do you like this move?
Which move?
Just the move of like trying to get behind Haul and fire sailing it on price?
I think they have to. I think if they're going to stay competitive, if that's a business objective for Amazon, then yes, they have to do this.
Interesting.
But you
so
don't.
The points of I think I disagree with you about the part about the spring sale in general. I think that's an important event in consumers. They've done it I think a number of years now too. I don't remember how many, but and they're doing it routinely throughout the year. So, but I think your point about okay, how do you actually get people to haul is really what you're saying. And for me, I don't know, like I'm kind of like, okay, you're fire selling this 50% off. That's what you have to do to get people interested in it. We've seen the studies that people are not shopping it. So, you know, that tells me that it honestly kind of reeks of desperation to me as a merchant. I'm like, you know, the last thing I want to do is like fire sale my price to get people to do that. And so it just seems like a road to nowhere. And, you know, long term, it feels like a strategy you would have taken to compete with Walmart back in the day, and you're going to lose that battle. So why can't Shein and Temu can be defensible against that, especially for a week? Who cares? I'd just be like, you're a gnat in my ointment. Get the hell out of here, you know? So I don't think this is a good sign for them at all. And, you know, I think it shows that there's a lack of creativity on how to mimic or do what Shein and Temu do better. That's my take. You agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, I think they're.
So you're saying they need to do something. This isn't it.
Yeah, I think we both agree. This whole thing is too muddled with too many angles, and just like go after one thing. You know, put more product sets in the spring haul. Then, like, figure out a way to make this as big as Prime Day. If it's a business objective. Yeah,
I'd actually rather see Amazon. Now that I'm thinking about it, I never talked about this with you, but I'd rather see Amazon like using their supply chain infrastructure to help other retailers mimic what Shein and Temu is doing. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, if they could do it at the price point.
That seems like the way to go, because there's probably a lot of people that would want that from a product development perspective, especially the Shopify vendors. Yeah. You know? But anyway.
All right, let's go on to headline number 3, Chris. Klarna, for the second week in a row, is making our Fast 5 headlines. They have inked a significant new partnership, and this time with DoorDash. We've got somebody from DoorDash coming on today. One of the very first employees of DoorDash. So
sweet.
I'm very excited to talk to her.
That's great.
Jessica Locks will be on.
Oh, right. All right.
So according to CNBC, DoorDash customers can soon buy with Klarna via full payments, interest-free installments, or deferred options aligned with payday schedules. Klarna said in a press release that DoorDash customers will be able to pay in full at checkout, split payments into 4 equal interest-free installments, or deferred to dates that align conveniently with when they get paid. For Klarna, the announcement comes after it recently became the exclusive provider of buy now, pay later loans for OnePay, the Walmart-backed fintech company. The partnership also strengthens Klarna's position in the U.S. just before its anticipated debut on the New York Stock Exchange. Chris, I have to ask.
Yes.
You were just on your phone this morning trying to figure out how to get a product in a very short amount of time.
Right.
How long before you start using BNPL for your DoorDash deliveries?
Oh, my God, Ann, like as soon as possible. Like, is yesterday an answer?
Okay.
2 weeks ago an answer?
Okay.
100%. I mean, you and I were joking about this. I want to bring it up for the audience. Do you remember where we were the first time we learned about BNPL?
No.
You don't?
You got to refresh my memory.
Okay. We were at shop.org in LA.
Oh, God.
It was September of
There's a lot going on during
There was,
that trip.
there was. There was a lot going on that trip, which will stay between us. But it was shop.org 2018. We went by Sezzle. They had a booth, and somebody recognized us from Minnesota, and they're like, hey, come and check this out. And they told us about it, and I got like super geeked up about it. I was like, this is so cool. Totally makes sense. If you can make this work. Yeah, it's all coming back to me. Yeah. I mean, you just had a baby like 3 months ago, right?
I was not. Yeah, there's a lot happening.
And we had like this crazy Airbnb in the middle of downtown. It was awful. But anyway, great insight into like where the future was going that day. And so ever since then, I think it makes so much sense, because it is a smarter way as a consumer to buy things, because you can get interest-free loans.
Yeah.
So like, why wouldn't I extend my payables? And so you're starting to see this everywhere now.
Yeah.
You know, Walmart's doing it. DoorDash is doing it. It's another great hook for DoorDash too, which we've talked about a while. Like the Dash Pass is very advantageous if you can get your hands on one.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know what? I think initially I was concerned about buy now, pay later, about getting people into a position where now you're using buy now, pay later for food ordering, delivery. But then I thought about it, Chris, and it's like, look at the contrast. On the other side of things, you're just putting it on a credit card.
Right.
You're building up and racking up credit card debt. At least with this move, you're able to, like you said, put it into installments, align it to your payday schedule, so that you're able to like have more visibility or more activity, I guess, involved in how you're spending your money. And I think that will become more and more important. I also think this is a big move for Klarna. Not only now do you have visibility as a global organization into how multiple customers around the world are spending money, But now you also have visibility into Walmart shoppers, a
Yep.
major daily essentials shop, mass merchant that they'll have visibility to, one of the biggest retailers in the United States. And now you have visibility into how customers are spending on immediate gratification categories like restaurant delivery, like other things. So I think you're just building that moat too for Klarna, for the data that they have and the visibility that they have into how consumers in the world are purchasing and behavior that they're doing. So I think it puts Klarna in a great position as they're headed for this IPO.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, God, yeah, this is like similar to the Best Buy story. I mean, we're going to see a lot of people starting to jump on this bandwagon too, because it's going to be a ubiquitous way that people are going to start to pay and want to pay.
Yeah.
And our job too is not to be the regulators, right? Like we think it's just a better way for consumers to purchase products. The regulators can get behind it in terms of consumer protections and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do this. Next one, headline number 4. I got to find my place here because we are remote. And Edible Arrangements, parent company, is launching a marketplace for, wait for it, edibles.
I love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
This is Ant's favorite headline of the year. According to CNBC, Edible Brands is launching edibles.com, an e-commerce marketplace for hemp products such as drinks and gummies. The website launches Friday, starting with Texas. The company is planning to roll out the platform nationwide quickly, with Florida, Georgia, and other southeastern markets following soon after Texas. And Ann, I don't know if you noticed, but we got some Aloe Black in the background that's throwing me off here. Edibles.com will fulfill its online orders using its existing franchise system. The Edible Arrangements franchisees who participate will allow the nascent business to offer same-day or next-day delivery, just like it does with fruit baskets or chocolate-dipped strawberries, my favorite. Edibles.com also has a lease for a brick-and-mortar location in Inman Park in Atlanta, and said it plans to add physical locations in other states as well. And
Yes.
as the resident expert on all things edible, interpret that however you want, here at OmniTalk, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think of edibles.com?
I'm giving this a big fat 10.
10?
I think this
You're
is
not going 11, huh?
Well, no, I'm going to stay within the reins here a little bit. But I think that, look, this is Edible Arrangements. You win for finding great adjacencies that make your brand relevant again. Like, this is a huge market, though people are still, for some reason, uncomfortable talking about it, even though it's legalized in a lot of states.
Right.
I think this is a great idea and will bring Edible Arrangements back into the fold. I mean, when was the last time you thought about Edible Arrangements? Okay.
Never.
Okay.
It's never, ever entered my thought process.
So you have franchisees
No offense,
all
Edible
over the
Arrangements.
country. They've already established a grid of people, of things that are happening. Like, they're already getting the infrastructure in place so that when this gets legalized across all 50 states, they will have people who are ready to deliver this same or next day. And that is, in some states, that's going to be your only option too. And that's the other part of this. Like, when you order any of the THC products, in some states, delivery, that you got to have somebody do a delivery. It is not a comfortable experience. You're walking down to a car the middle of the night with cash. Like, this is not someone, you don't know who you're talking to. Like, this is not a good experience for people, so you understand why there's a lot of stigma to it. So I think that going forward with somebody who's got an established reputation, I think that makes a lot more sense, and I think this is a great move.
The friction in drug buying that I've never thought about before, and that's really interesting.
Or alcohol delivery, I guess, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever.
Either way,
whatever it is. Whatever it is. Yeah,
still a problem.
I mean, I don't have much to add here. I think I just say mazel tov. Like, the fact that Edible Arrangements grabbed edibles, and actually I want to go on the site now and look for it and see what's available to my state is just absolutely just kudos to them. That's all I've got to say. I got nothing to add.
Available. You don't have to place an order, but check it out.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to headline number 5, Chris. Target is testing a new delivery method for its shipped drivers. According to Supply Chain Dive, the test enables brown box delivery or shipments outside of same-day delivery and pickup options from the company's retail locations to customers in areas without a sortation center nearby. Executives did not detail which or how many locations are participating in the program yet. They say, quote, "While we're in the early stages of expanding this test to more markets, we're very encouraged by the early results as it's making us faster and more cost efficient," end quote. Target EVP and COO Michael Fidelki said. Chris, are you buying or selling Target's brown box delivery test?
Oh man. I have a lot of issues with this story, Ann.
Okay.
A lot of them.
What are they?
Well, let me get back to the answer to the question first, because I'll unravel it that way. I think, number one, I think it's a smart idea.
Yep.
But two, so I'm buying that it's a smart idea, but I'm selling the fact that it's an earth-shattering idea.
Okay.
Right?
Elaborate.
And the reason I say that is because, like, Target has basically taken the approach of sortation centers.
Yep.
Walmart has taken this approach already, and it's basically a function of where are your stores? Like, are they near a location where a sortation center makes sense? By that I mean like where you have a cluster of stores, or are they more like Walmart where they're probably out standalone on their own, and a sortation center just defeats the purpose, right? That's the fundamental thing that we have here. So to me, it's like, okay, you're testing this.
Yeah.
Like, no duh. Like, I'm like, you should have been testing this already. And it's not going to be earth-shattering. I mean, it may be the right thing to do, but it's like the way the article is saying, like, oh, it's this great pilot, we're doing all these things. I'm like, come on here, people. Like, you should have been doing this already. And it's just a no-duh idea that I can't even get my head around how silly the positioning is of this in the media. That's my take on it.
Yeah, this did. I feel like this was definitely a stretch. I mean, I think that the bigger story was actually in the Wall Street Journal last week, where Target finally announced that they built 4 cold storage facilities.
Oh, that was
sortation
baloney
centers.
too, though. Oh my God.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, that to me is the right spot
Yeah.
to start to talk about, because
Yeah.
they're going after a market that they're losing share into Walmart.
Yeah.
And I think that starting to put in more facilities like that, to me, make much more sense than talking about doing something as obvious as, testing out what happens with Shipt drivers. Now, the only thing that I do worry about here is that, like, we've seen Shipt drivers. I told you about this when I've been to the sortation center outside Target. I've seen Shipt drivers that are sitting there with packages sitting outside their car trying to rearrange this. Like, my question is, like, how well prepared are some of these Target back of houses and back rooms? How are they going to do this? I think Target needs to think long and hard about how they're rolling this out in these test locations so that it's set up for success, versus just like jamming this in with like order pickup on the side, or like, getting in the way of trucks delivering. Like, I think that there's more to this test, and I just hope that it doesn't become a distraction or doesn't get killed too early on because it wasn't set up correctly.
Well, yeah, and the other point I bring up too that you're kind of hitting on is that there's also the question about is using gig drivers the right way to do this.
Right.
Like, should you actually be using delivery? Well, I think for an economies of scale standpoint, from what I've talked to, the people that know a lot more about this than I do, what they tell me is like you need for this to work, the stores need a certain amount of orders going through them, and you want to be putting those in like delivery trucks.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you have the question of whether you're better equipped to have W-2 drivers handling those loads consistently, regularly, versus gig drivers
talking,
as
like,
well.
Going the buncher route, where you're like your W-2 drivers, they have vans that they're using to deliver. It's more systemized instead of just like pick up a shift today. And
that's where the real economies of scale come from, and
that
that's I think what Walmart is trying to do with their approach to this over the long run. I don't know the exact split of W-2, but I know from an order fulfillment standpoint, of course, you want as many orders coming through that store as you can, because that's what makes it work, and that's what makes you drive profitability in the long run. So, all right, well.
So you're buying.
Well, I'm buying the idea, but it's not the greatest thing since sliced bread, like it was pitched to the media. It's just like, I'm kind of pissed that you're just now talking about this. You should have been doing this 5 years ago. And my hunch is that they were, and they're now just taking credit for it in the media. That's probably what's happening here. I'm shocked that they're just now testing this, honestly, as I think about it. At least I hope that's the case, to credit them a little bit. All right.
Okay, we're going to the lightning round, Chris. Question number 1. Earlier this week, you asked your Orange Theory coach to play you a Christina Aguilera song to get you pumped up for your workout.
I did.
Man,
I got to watch what I tell you.
Well, it was a slow news week in terms of lightning round
That's
questions.
true. That's true. Yeah, it's true.
Rank your top 3 Christina, or do you go by X-Tina? What is she being called these days?
She's Christina to me.
Christina Aguilera.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
What rank your top 3 songs, and was one of those top 3 one of the songs you had your Orange Theory coach play?
Oh, 100%. So, all right, top 3. So let me think about this. I would go Lady Marmalade, number 3. I'm going to go in reverse order.
Okay.
That's a good one. Solid one. These are all good workout songs, too.
That's not technically it's a Moulin Rouge
right
soundtrack.
Yeah, it's like
you
a trio,
Maya,
right? Yeah.
You got
Pink.
Pink.
Yeah. But
you got Lil' Kim on that.
yeah,
beat.
but she slays it in that song.
Okay,
Yeah, she slays it.
She carries it.
All right,
Yep.
number 2, Fighter.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with Fighter. That's a great song. And number 1, and the song I asked for, believe it or not, Ain't No Other Man. Ain't No Other Man. I can't sing it either.
You wanted somebody to play Ain't No Other Man.
I went into my coach and I was like, hey, can you play that? I don't know what song it was. I just heard it on the radio, but I saw that it was 2006, and she looked it up. She's like, Ain't No Other Man. I was like, yes. And she played it, and I was like, woo, yeah, let's go. It was great.
Oh my God. That will forever be your walk-up music.
Oh, yeah. All right. The Huffington Post recently released its 5 foods to avoid at airports.
Oh.
Out of the following list, Dan: fountain drinks, prepackaged sandwiches and salads, fruit cups, unpasteurized juices and dairy products.
What is that?
I don't have any idea. That one threw me. And sushi or raw food. Which are you most likely and least likely to purchase? I feel like you purchase a lot from this list, actually.
Do I?
I could see you doing that, yeah.
I mean, I think
you're not a fountain drink person.
I think I stopped going sandwiches and salads. I've stopped completely.
Okay.
That was something that in a pinch, I would grab a sandwich or a salad because we were traveling and there's just no options. But I don't know.
Fruit cups surprised me too.
Yeah, that stuff is, I guess, in milk. I've purchased the containers of milk, but I have
That's
checked
pasteurized
expiration.
milk, though.
Yeah. So that doesn't count either.
No.
I don't know. None of the above. Then you've fully.
You're still eating sushi at the airport?
No.
Okay.
No, none of the above.
So which one are you least likely to purchase?
Probably sushi.
Sushi? Yeah, I think so. Airport sushi. I mean, it's got the moniker for a reason.
There is, I would buy freshly prepared. There's a good sushi restaurant at the MSP airport. I would probably buy that freshly prepared. I'm not buying any prepackaged containers. No, negative.
Better you than me, Ann. Better you than me.
Chris, according to a recent study, wearing socks has been shown to help you get a good night's sleep because it helps warm the feet while reducing your core body temperature. Are you a socks off or on kind of sleeper?
Oh, man, Ann. I don't wear socks to sleep, but I tell you what, I do wear them to do absolutely nothing. I hate socks, and I hate wearing just socks. It's terrible. I hate to sleep in them because then you get foot funguses. I hate walking around the house in my socks because you sweat, It's a terrible idea. I don't agree with this article at all.
Okay.
It's a terrible idea. I hate walking around the house in socks because you step in a puddle and then your whole day is ruined. You got to change your socks.
I will agree with you that the socks in the house are a bad deal.
It's just terrible. So why would you do it? And then you got to get up because we're old. We got to get up in the middle of the night to go pee. The last thing I want to do is pee in my socks.
Well, or slip in your socks.
Right.
If you're going to be wearing socks to bed, I think you have to wear the ones with the grippies, from the hospital.
100%. And in fact, I went down the stairs once in socks and I fell. It was terrible. You can't wear socks. Socks on their own is bad for everyone. Don't listen to this article.
Okay.
All right.
Do not wear socks.
The Wall Street Journal. This one's great. The Wall Street Journal claimed that Minneapolis is the worst place to host a dating show based on the recent season of Love is Blind, of which your cousin was also a contestant.
Yes.
Do you agree or disagree with the Wall Street Journal's assessment, and why?
I 100% agree.
Do you?
It was such a snooze fest. This season was so boring. I don't know if they changed the formula. I haven't watched it since the beginning. I did watch this year because my cousin was on the show. But it's it's just too small town. I know we're a bigger city in size, but people know too many people. It was too boring. It was I don't know. There's not enough drama for me in this. And people in Minnesota are passive aggressive, so I think they were much more careful and calculated about
that's true.
how they're going to talk about things. So no, I would not recommend filming a dating show in Minneapolis ever again.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Every show needs an East Coast personality.
You got to have people that are willing to tear it up a little bit more.
Yeah, you can't have Joe Corncob and Joanne Corncob. They're too passive aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you for calling us corn cobs.
Hey,
we live in Minnesota. We're corn.
You can make the joke when you are one, right? That's what they always say, right? All right. Happy birthday today to Amy Smart, Jennifer Gray, and to the woman I have had a massive crush on ever since I first saw her in Bend It Like Beckham. Do you know who that is, Ann?
Keira Knightley.
Yes, ma'am. Keira Knightley. Yes. She is amazing. And remember, if you can only read or listen to one retail blog in the business, make it OmniTalk, the only retail media outlet run by 2 former executives from a current top 10 U.S. retailer. Our Fast 5 podcast is the quickest, fastest rundown of all the week's top news. And our daily newsletter, the Retail Daily Minute, tells you everything you need to know each day to stay on top of your game as a retail executive, and it also features regular content that is exclusive to us and that Ann and I take a lot of pride in doing just for you. Thanks as always for listening in. Please remember to like and leave us a review wherever you happen to listen to your podcast or on YouTube. You can follow us today by simply going to youtube.com/OmniTalkRetail. And yeah, definitely the best way to watch today's show, Ann, because we're standing next to each other. We're slagging each other off like nobody's business today because we're next to each other in person, which is a unique thing for us these days.
Oh, and stay tuned for tomorrow.
And stay tuned for tomorrow because we're going to have the
recap.
Shoptalk Key Takeaways podcast. It's going to come your way probably either late Thursday or Friday, so keep an eye out for that. And also, one final reminder, we are off next week. Again, we're shutting down the headquarters, so no podcasts, no emails, no Fast Five for the entire week because we are going on vacation. So until not next weekend. The week after next.
April 9th, we'll be back with a hot new episode.
Yes. And so, of course, as always,
be careful out there.